What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slash here. We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
And I'm Hellcat.
And together we are
HellaDepraved.
This song better be good.
Yes. We put in a lot of effort because our computer is being ornery, little testy, and it is testing our patience. We had to restart in order to do this. However,
It crashed.
Blackbriar has not yet let me down, so I think it probably will be a good song. It's also the first song off of their new album.
I have extremely...
Their only album, not EP.
High expectations.
I always do. It's always something mythical, creepy, spooky, and perfect, as far as I'm concerned. So it should be no surprise to any of you that follow us that my album choice to continue is Blackbriar's first full album, The Cause of Shipwreck, which came out a couple weeks ago. Super psyched. We have covered all the singles that have dropped from this album prior to it actually being available to purchase, and now we get to listen to the rest of it. So we are starting in the order of the album in terms of which tracks we have not covered.
Confess!
Yes. So for anybody that's following us, we will now do them in order every night. You'll get a new song per day, and we'll finish the album up, and then I can stream the entire album on repeat until you're sick of it.
I have about $5 on the fact that she's probably drowning a dude right now in this picture.
I mean, most of the time, you're not going to be wrong. She has a large proportion of songs where water is her method of destruction. Yeah. And, I mean, the title is The Cause of Shipwreck. I mean, like...
It's because she drowned the captain.
She's mixing it up a little bit. We got the seance on this album. So, I mean, like... But she's following my trend, the reason I was drawn to them in the first place, of mixing the wonderful, creepy, spooky, mythical lore with metal music and her fantastic voice. So I expect good things. Good things.
All right. We shall see. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to react to this as if you guys have already heard it. If not, click the link in the description below. Hop on over, listen to it, like it, sub, comment, let them know we sent you, and then come on back. And we say that because we are a reaction commentary breakdown channel.
All of the above, sometimes more, sometimes less.
We pause for lyrics. If there's videos, we pause for jokes. I mean, whatever happens, happens.
Right. There's going to be pauses. We will not be listening to this straight through without breaks. So if that's how you like to listen to your music the first time, again, click the link below, hop on over. Definitely support them. The entire album was crowdfunded in the first place. They are completely independent, so please do support them. Yep. And then come on back and then listen to it with breaks and pauses and so on and so forth.
So with that being said, it is time to slash it up and break it down. This is...
Confess.
Blackbriar with Confess. Let's get it. Okay.
I love her old school lyrical choices.
So already out the gate, something Blackbriar does that I absolutely love is even with just their
official audio
uploads, they still put the lyrics on there.
Always.
And that is fantastic because a lot of times, especially if you're not used to listening to a specific band, sometimes it's hard to pick up on what they're saying. Now, I don't have any problems with them.
Right.
Typically.
She's very clear. But you are correct. Or there's a usage of a word that you're not familiar with, and therefore you hear it incorrectly. Right. Like spittle. I mean, I've heard that enough, and you can just picture the blowhard that's yelling at her that's just, you know, caused to spit on his cheeks.
Probably
and everything.
She's drowning.
I would drown him. if someone was yelling at me to that level, there would be death on the table for that. The other thing that I really like, since this is the first song on the album, is that very cinematic, dramatic music at the beginning. And granted, a lot of their tracks are very good at setting the stage and so on, but it's a very just dramatic intro.
It almost had a sea shanty vibe to the way the beat was going.
Yes, it did.
Starting off.
You can imagine like the crashing of the waves and
right.
But they're very good at setting the stage, building the tone, that kind of thing. But that intro is just it's so I don't Powerful. Know. Like you could almost imagine that just being intro music. It didn't even have to be a song. It could have been, the minute-long intro and then...
Right.
Yeah. So...
It's fatal, we won't be overruled. Weakling, you'd better start speaking. We cannot be fooled. Only lies come from your garrulous. We won't be overruled. Weakling, all you do is deceiving. We cannot be fooled. When you think alone, you think evil, and we won't be overruled. Weakling, what are you scheming? We cannot be fooled. There lie the open way torturous. We won't be overruled.
Okay, even before she said that torture line, I was imagining the 1700s with the white ruffle sort of Protestant going after like the women mostly with the judge, like, with the powdered wigs and everything, just being very
This is very much, at least to me, a taking over. Like, say you're on a ship and the captain is just this belligerent blowhard.
right.
That is running things in a way that the crew is no longer okay with.
You're thinking of mutiny.
Right.
Right.
So that's what this feels like to me, is like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're being a dick, and now we're taking over.
I would have said it because he's talking about she's using the words weakling and deceiving and the stuff like that. It in my mind is definitely more like the hypocritical Protestant judge that's screaming this at a female, like think Salem witch trials type mentality, and she's just repeating what this guy is screaming, but also mixing with her words like the garrulous, like, so he's he's a blowhard. He likes to argue, and that's basically all he does. I'm
just going to relate everything to this to being on the water.
Well, I mean, that's fine. They haven't put out a music video yet. I'm just saying, like, this just gives me that vibe of, like, what unfortunate souls, and it wasn't just women, but it was more women, heard. And, so what is he scheming? This is all you ever do. Yeah.
Right.
Witchcraft.
You'd better start weeping, weakling. You'd better start speaking, weakling.
this is very much like the Carlian Witches vibe to me. Like, I almost started singing part of her hook when I read Confess to the evidence. Confess, you foul succubus. Because that's the vibe I'm getting. Especially with, like, introducing the torture rack type thing, and then to the evidence of the facts, because, you know, I mean, you've been caught in all because that's honestly what they said to women that they thought were practicing witchcraft.
Right.
So
no, you're actually probably right.
That's just a vibe I'm getting very strongly from this.
But damn it, mutiny.
Hey, maybe they
mutiny.
found that the captain of the ship was practicing witchcraft.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And they just so happen to have a torture rack on their ship.
But I would think more like, think Plymouth Rock with like the craggy shoreline, and they're all like on a cliff, and like the black boiling sea at sunset is just crashing on the rocks, and they've got their, you know, torches and stuff like that, and they're coming after the midwife who knew more about plant life than they did, and they'd rather get poison ivy on their privates than admit to the fact that, you know, she knew what she was doing. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I've created the whole scenario in my mind, okay? Okay?
Deceiving weakling, what are you scheming, weakling? You'd better start weeping, weakling. You'd better start speaking, weakling. All you do is deceiving, weakling. What are you scheming, weakling? You'd better start weeping, weakling. You'd better start speaking, weakling. All you do is deceiving, weakling. What are you scheming, weakling? You'd better start weeping, weakling. You'd better start speaking, weakling. All you do is deceiving, weakling. What are you scheming? We cannot be fooled, and we won't be overruled. Oh, we cannot be fooled, and we won't be overruled. Oh, you filthy nymphomaniac, we have caught you in the act. You have been causing illness and death. We have caught you in the act. Now I lay you down on the floor.
Just slap her with a scarlet letter.
Maybe the captain likes semen.
Maybe he's consorting with the sirens. I mean, come on,
I'm
Odysseus. Come on.
I'm trying.
I know.
The only thing that doesn't
Correlate for you.
correlate for me with the Salem witch trials is the idea of ripping them apart with hooks.
But I was thinking more like the witch trials in general, not specifically Salem.
Right.
Because, again, they're not an American band.
Right.
So, you know, a
We
lot
know
of...
the witch trials actually started in Europe.
Yeah, exactly.
And they spilled over into
It
the
spilled
Americas.
But the torture rack, they did have hooks. Almost most of the hooks were, you know, to remove breasts and shit like that, which fun fact, y'all. But yeah,
It's a different kind of torture method, though.
than the rack, yeah. But you know, if you're combining hooks while you're already on the torture rack, you know. But yeah, I would think more of the European.
I would take any of those over the pyramid
Oh.
that they would
Dude,
tie
I
you
forget
up
what that's called.
and then slide you down on top of.
No, I know what you're talking about.
You know,
I forget what it's called though.
that would suck. I mean, it would all
It
suck.
would all suck. Yeah, it would all
But-
suck. Although
It's
I
the
have
something
to say, I bet nobody heard something as fantastically beautiful during this period. Neither the screaming of the people that will not be overruled because, you know, mob mentality and stupidity go hand in hand, unfortunately, or the person that was accused of witchcraft. Zora has managed to make this whole terrible idea sound fantastic.
Right.
A little confusing. But yeah, the nymphomaniac part. It's like, if she wants to dance nude under the moon, let her. That's not necessarily a sex act,
True.
But there was the whole idea that witches consorted with the devil. Basically bestiality in the woods. They didn't have to be caught fucking somebody else's husband. It was just, men create some really weird backstories to justify what they're going to do. I'm not saying women don't either, but, like, historically, like, you see evidence of what the men of the times created as the backstory for the reason that they were going to go after someone. And there's a lot of sex, bestiality, devil worship, horns, hooves. Even the devil is portrayed as part beast, and therefore it's bestiality. It's like, really? Maybe this is what they did before porn. And then they got mad at themselves for thinking that way and had to take it out on someone because, obviously that person put that thought in their minds. They couldn't control themselves. Just couldn't. Yeah. It's bullshit, y'all.
Gaslighting.
Yes, to this day it's bullshit and it still happens. Well, you shouldn't be wearing those clothes.
You made me hit you.
Yeah, really?
I fucking hate people. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Let's drown them all. Zora's got the right idea. All right.
Okay. My only complaint of the song, I don't like how abruptly it ends.
I agree. I wonder if it transfers into the next song somehow. But on the other hand, I guess when people are screaming confess at you, it doesn't just kind of slowly fade to black.
Depends.
Not on the torture rack. You normally pass the fuck out. Therefore, it is not this interlude, But I agree. I still like a little bit of warning that the ending is coming.
Right.
Fantastic. I've been excited about this album the whole time because I just know sort of her mentality of what she likes to put in her tracks. I like this. I love it. I like it. I love it. I need some more of it.
I mean, I've always... excuse me.
Nice talk.
Been fascinated with the witch trials.
I am fascinated with the more macabre, morbid side of history and life in general. I will openly admit that. But it is it's very aggravating to me as well because of what I previously said, making up fantastical backstories. However, a lot of the myths and lore and stuff that didn't just come out of that, but came out of people's minds to explain phenomena like grim fairy tales, that kind of thing.
Right.
I devour that stuff. Andrew Lang putting together the, colored fairy tale books from around the world. Fucking fascinating. Very dark, very grim. Perfect. But I like that she takes a lot of the folk stories
right.
and turns them into metal tracks that are so pleasing to the ear because she has such a unique and beautiful voice, and it fits so perfectly with the fairy tale type theme.
Right.
So, yeah. That is our review
of this song. Now, we will say that with us going through this album now, We're not going to recover the songs we've already reacted to that have videos.
No.
And you won't see us go back to react to the videos once they drop, if they drop.
Right.
Because we only react to a song once, unless it gets blocked, and then we review it.
Right.
But yeah, that's just to give you a heads up.
Other than that, the ones that we have not covered, which means that they were not dropped as music videos prior to the album release, will be in order of the track list on the album. And I think we've got 6, 7 tracks that we did not hear. So I'm super excited.
That was a good one.
Yes.
It was a good one. It was a good starting point. All right, so with that being said, if you guys like the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below, what did you think of Blackbriar's Confess? Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all the things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
With that being said, we love you. Thank you for watching, and cannot wait to see you depraved people later. Peace.